Hey there, everybody. Today, I wanted to talk about a particular subject, which might be a bit niche, but then again, I'm not sure if whether that is too niche or not, because I feel like Minecraft has become pretty popular. Not that it was not popular before, but I feel like lately and throughout the years, it has become a giant thing, and it is one of the most well-selling video games and one of the most well-played or most played video games. So I do want to talk about Minecraft a bit, but I do want to talk about it in a different way. What I mean by that is that I actually just want to talk about the Minecraft mods and modding community and what that entails. Now, why is this subject important to me? This subject is important to me because when I was little, probably 13, 14, 15 years old, uh, and before I say that, you should probably know that my day job is programming. I'm a lead software engineer, and before all that happened, the first amount of money I ever made was through modding Minecraft. And then when I was 13, 14, 15, I don't really remember the exact date, I made small Minecraft mods. And they weren't paid or anything like that. But I mean, back then, I don't know how it is today, but back then, you had like AdFly or AdFocus or stuff like that, which are basically website which you can shorten the URL with. And before allowing the user to go to the shortened URL or whatever you shortened, they would see 5 seconds or so of ads and some amount of money you got from people looking at those ads. And like the more people went to the link and more people that downloaded your mod, well, more money you have. In grand total, I basically made, I think it was only just $150 or so. But I mean, honestly speaking, back then it was a lot of money because I was really little, and honestly speaking, I wasn't really sure what I was doing, but it felt great. And that in and of itself played like a big role in me deciding to fully go into programming as my profession, because I mean, first of all, it kind of ignited my love for it. Not that I didn't love it before, but like I ignited my love for it and made me realize that, I could probably do this because I was really little and I had success. So that means that I was probably good to go with it in a way. So yeah, I made Minecraft mods before. I've made a couple of Minecraft mods. The biggest one I ever made was called Treeors, which was downloaded a couple of, I don't know, like 100,000 times, 200,000 times. I don't really remember, but like I would remember going to Minecraft forum and posting about it and adding a download link and stuff like that. And then some guy reached out to me. Hey, he was like, "Hey, can I draw you some banners and stuff like that to make your post better?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." I don't know if they were realizing that they were speaking to a really young guy, but at the same time, they did make me some art and stuff like that. And since then, I mean, you can still look up the Minecraft forum post, and it's still there. It was the mod's name, if I didn't mention it before, was Treeors. It was basically, as many ores there would be trees that we can grow, and you would chop down and you would get ores from them. that was in a way, I guess, inspired by mythical agriculture or mystical agriculture. I am not sure if that actually existed back then, but I feel like it would. But yeah, so I was just remembering that because I was just cleaning up some of the stuff on my GitHub and I saw the repository for the Triors update, which was planned to be coming on to 1.16.5. I'm not actually sure if it ever came out because I dropped developing it, but it was meant to be a big update where like with custom, I don't know, smelters and blocks and stuff like that. But I feel like I never got to finish it out. And by the time, so like when I released it, a lot of people were playing it. Partly the reason for that was that, what was his name, man? I kind of don't remember. Let me. It was some popular MMOs. That was the guy who has a lot of subscribers. He actually made a mod showcase for my mod, and that is the reason. That mod got so much traction. But yeah, and there was a lot of bugs and stuff like that, which I tried to fix as it was going on and stuff like that. I mean, anyway, so it got some traction. I got a bit of money out of it, and it doesn't really matter that I got a bit of money out of it. What matters is that I had a lot of fun making it, and it was a very simple idea. And back then, I feel like there were some alternatives, but at the same time, nothing was as advanced as some of the mods are today. I feel like. But yeah, there were some alternatives, but I feel like some people just still chose to play my mod. And then I also added some kind of, I guess what are they called? Like what were they called back then? Like integrations into different mods. And we will speak about that as we go through it, just because like I don't only want this video to be really about the mods I made, which was really the one. There were a couple others that I just made when learning how to do it, but still, I had a lot of fun doing it. And yeah, but like at the same time as that was going on, that was made for version, I'm not even sure. So the thing is, I'm gonna look it up right now, and you guys might feel a bit wobbly because I'm gonna be pressing the buttons and stuff like that. So I feel like I found the original post for it, which was on Planet Minecraft, and it is saying October 18th, 2014, and that would be around 1.7, 1.8 time. I feel like the first time I released the mod was for 1.7.5 probably. So I feel like I am no historian on stuff like this, but I feel like 1.7.5 ish was one of like the golden ages of modding, because I feel like a lot of mods were releasing there back then. So I just kind of wanted to talk about that today, because I remember having a lot of good time just playing Minecraft mods and like having fun there. And yeah, like it is a very important subject to me, because as I said, it kind of made me choose the profession I am in today, and like maybe basically made me choose the life I'm leading today. So it's a pretty important subject to me. So I just wanted to go through a couple of things I remember about that time. So one of the biggest mods that I can talk about is that I remember there being a mod called Thaumcraft. And I actually, like, the Thaumcraft was a magical mod. I feel like there were probably a lot more magical mods, but I feel like that was the go-to magical mod back then, which since then has been discontinued, I feel like, and I don't know if anybody's updating it right now or like these days, but like it's been discontinued for a long time and nobody has been updating it as far as I remember. Now, gotta say that I haven't really played Minecraft with mods and stuff like that in a bit of time. I have played, but like at the same time, I haven't really kept up with it. So yeah, I might not know just some things. But anyway, Thaumcraft was a big one. It added magic. It added a lot of different new functionalities and features to the game, and it was a hell of a mod. I loved playing it. I loved watching people play it. It was good. I actually made a compatibility or like an integration mod for Thaumcraft with my mod 3 ores, which basically added all of the ores and stuff like that you would need in Thaumcraft to be like if you install 2 mods together, you would have access to them through the 3 ores mod. So like there would be trees for that. And if you go into that with the like what integrations I made, basically they are for the biggest mods there. So one was for Thaumcraft and the other one was for Industrial Craft 2. Now, Industrial Craft 2 was a big ass mod, and back then was one of the biggest tech mods ever. It added a bunch of machines, bunch of tools, bunch of new ores, and a bunch of progression. It was cool. It was early, I feel like, because stuff we got after that were, in my opinion, a lot better than IC2, but still, it was a blast to play with that mod. The whole thing about, I don't remember if that is Industrial Craft or Industrial Craft 2, but the whole thing about like not being able to break machines by hand because they would be converted to machine blocks or whatever they were called. I don't remember. Was kind of meh. And also the power conversions between like low voltage, high voltage, and EV and stuff like that was a bit too hard in my opinion, and a bit too complicated. But at the same time, it was a revolutionary mod. I feel like, and a lot of tech mods were after that following that mods in the footsteps. Outside of that, what I remember back then, that was actually earlier than that, because I feel like it was mostly 1.2.5 or something like that, was Buildcraft. Now, Buildcraft I have played numerous hours with. It was one of the biggest mods back in the day, and I loved playing with it. I loved making queries, mining ores like that. It was a blast trying to figure everything out when I was honestly a small kid and didn't really understand what I was doing, but like just the novelty and just the curiosity was driving me to be like, okay, how big can we make this query to be? How fast can we make this query to be? Like testing stuff in the creative mode and then going to the survival mode, trying to build stuff. It was great. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say other than Buildcraft. It is still, to this day, one of my favorite mods ever made. Then, like we talked about Thaumcraft, we kind of touched about Industrial Craft, we touched about like Buildcraft. Aether was something like a dimensional mod there back in the day, which got discontinued, and I feel like I've heard the news that it was coming back lately. I just haven't really been up to speed with that. Like that was a big mod back then, which added like a dimension in the clouds, which was really cool. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't really played much with it, but I feel like I remember loving it and having a lot of fun playing with it. Then we also had, well, these mods still exist, but like I feel like if we're talking about Minecraft modding, one of the biggest mods that exist is Applied Energistics 2 and Refined Storage, which is kind of like Applied Energistics 1 if I remember correctly. But yeah, those two mods are, in my opinion, if I'm playing modded Minecraft, either of those two mods are like required or a must have, because I feel like storage in general can and will become pretty hard pretty early on if we're playing with mods. And just having a system of having like a big central storage system that allows you to go through it with a single interface, let alone like if we don't really have to talk about auto crafting and stuff like that, but like just being able to access your storage through a single block and easily extend it and save more than a stack of items, like same item there, just a blast. And I feel like that is needed. And when you add like stuff like auto crafting in there, it just becomes, as I said, it becomes required mod for me to play. Or like if not them, then something similar to them, because I don't actually remember the name of the mod, but like wasn't there like a logistics pipes or something like that? That was, build craft style pipes, I feel like, but they had auto crafting capability to them. Something like that, I don't remember. And then we can also talk about Tinker's Construct now. I hated that mod. Like, even though to nowadays I kind of miss it, I kind of hated that mod because I just felt like the whole building the smelter and going through all the materials and finding the best material for your tools was kind of meh. Kind of too convoluted, let's say. But yeah, Tinker's Construct was a big mod for a long time, for a lot of years, I feel like. And then it kind of died. And I don't know if it's back now, but like last time I checked, it wasn't. And today we have similar mods to that, which like some mods just add a smelter because ore doubling. Some other mods add like Silent Gear, I think the name of the mod is. It's kind of the modular building of the tools, but like I feel like nothing is the same as Tinker's Construct was before. Which, yeah, as I said, back then I was kind of looking at it as a nuisance because you had to use a smelter and you had to do this and you had to do that, but now I'm kind of missing it. Then I guess talking about mods can't be really done without talking about mechanism, which I feel like is today the best tech mod, I feel like, with the biggest progression with it. Like it entails so many things into it, like nuclear power, however you say that, and stuff like that, that it is a huge mod. And whenever I start playing a mod pack, I'm like, okay, when are we getting into mechanism? Because that's like the point where like everything starts to ramp up, and like it's cool. It adds a bunch of machines, a bunch of transformations, a bunch of like different mechanics. As I said, it adds nuclear energy, it adds like steam turbines and stuff like that, and I don't know, uranium and nuclear fuel, stuff like that. It's a big mod, and I feel like I have never checked like the actual chemistry behind it, but like I feel like they're kind of really going for like realism kind of thing. Like you need to actually go through the transformations of different materials and fluids in order to get to stuff like nuclear fuel and stuff like that. So it's pretty hype and it's pretty good and it's great. But that being said, like if we're talking about tech mods, Ender.io has been back for the last couple of years, I feel like, but like back then, like it had a big hiatus. I don't even know if they're the same guy, if there's the same guy developing it as before, but like I feel like back in the day, Ender.io was a huge mod. With like, I think the blog's name is called Slice and Splice, where you add different like heads and stuff like that and make different things. And Ender.io pipes were the biggest thing ever because you could place like the same mix as like 3 different types of pipes in a single block space and just connect them with the connectors and stuff like that. It was a blast. It was like one of the best pipes ever, I feel like. Still is. Well, not really because Laser.io came out, but anyway. Well, let's talk about Laser.io, but like not only Laser.io, which is a newer mod, but like let's talk about Direwolf, because Direwolf20, a YouTuber, a Minecraft mod pack YouTuber, whatever you want to call it, is a person who's been playing modded Minecraft mod packs since I don't even know how long. And like throughout my life, I on and off, I kept watching him do stuff back from 1.2.5 days, I feel like, to even now sometimes. And most of the mod knowledge I have was gotten from him. And by the extension of that, I guess that if Direwolf hadn't made me interested in Minecraft mods and modding it myself, then I guess basically what I'm saying is he also has a big contribution to what I'm doing today, which is to me really weird or unusual, because I'm basically saying that I got inspired to do what I'm doing today and what I'm planning to do for a long time and make my living with. That is inspired by a game, a 3D game, which is a voxel-based game called Minecraft, which was made in 20, whatever it was, 11 was released. I don't remember. And also a guy who just plays Minecraft modded for fun on YouTube. Like, I mean, the modern world is kind of crazy, man. Like, you would get inspired from books, from shows, from like movies, from, I don't know, theater, from like real life people, from history, but like, we live in a society where you can just be inspired by a YouTube guy and the game, which is baffling. But yeah, so thank you, Darryl. But like, yeah, I mean, most of the mod content I got was from him, and he started developing his own mods lately, last couple of years. And one of the mods he developed is Laser.io, which is a logistics mod, like laser-based item and energy and fluid transportation, which is in a way a bit OP if you ask me, but like still. And then we have building gadgets, which is very him, which is also a very good mod, which lets you just build stuff like super easily, build a lot of by nice that way. And I think the latest mod he has is, I don't know, Just Dire Things is the name, I think, which basically adds a bunch of stuff to the game, which is also kind of fun too. But yeah, just wanted to mention that. I have missed a lot of mods that I used to play with. Functional storage, and before functional storage drawers was a big one. Then, as we mentioned, Thaumcraft, Draconic, what was it called? Draconic Evolution, or something like that. One of the great mods. Then we had, I don't remember the name for it. Blood something. The mod that added the blood altar and the whole rituals and sacrifices and stuff like that, which was really cool. Then we had, my mind is going blank at this point. Then we had stuff like we mentioned Ether. What was that mod that was adding a new dimension with different quests with Lich King and stuff like that? Twilight Forest. Okay, I remember the name. Then, yeah, there's just so many mods, man. Like, you couldn't really count them. Like, I feel like if I can just sit down and go to like Minecraft or CurseForge or stuff like that and go through the most popular mods, like stuff like Polar Biomes Plenty or something like that would be still there. I'm guessing if it's updated. Like, I feel like this video can go for a long time. Like, I kind of wanted this to be just basically like an appreciation of Minecraft mods in general and what they have done for me, and like what they do for the game, because I feel like one of the reasons that the game is still successful and still going on and really going on strong is because of the modding community, and it's been progressing, and a lot more, like, more impressive mods are coming out nowadays. And yeah, it also inspired me. I made a couple of them back in the day, and sometimes I have the urge to create a Minecraft mod again because I feel like it's a really good platform to create something. And as we discussed in like a couple of videos back, I want to create stuff. But yeah, I just wanted this video to be like a little bit of a talk about how the modding community is, and it has a lot of drama to it. I feel like because like there was some drama with Minecraft Forge and then Fabric. Every single thing has drama also associated with it. I feel like. But anyway, all in all, I feel like it is a great thing. All in all, I feel like it is connecting people together in a way, and I feel like without modding, Minecraft would have a pretty hard time being as popular as it is right now. And I am excited to see what will be the future of modding. And if any new things get added, I know that I think Mojang themselves are trying to basically ship with non-obfuscated code or something like that. I've heard about it before. That seems interesting, and yeah, I mean, let's check it out. I kind of do want to create a new mod. I don't know what it will be about. Like, let's see if I will actually do it. If I do it, I will probably make a video about it. So yeah. Anyway, thank you. Bye.